in my background, I used to be a Helishot heliTAC on the Tambark Air Attack, and when I got out of the Navy in '79, I got a job on the Mount Baldy Ranger District on the Angeles National Forest, and it was on a night flying air attack crew. It was a really good team. For me, it was an easy transition. It was very militaristic, and coming out of the military, no problem. But I used a lot of my 4 years worth of machinist mate experience, which was structure firefighting, a lot of firefighting expertise. And I did a lot of crash rescue on board the Navy ships that I was on. So it was very easy for me to mesh together with this team. I really liked the arduous duty, the physical training. That was excellent for me. I'm a sports fan anyway. It was an endurance athlete type of job. And when we got on that helicopter, it was adventure. We were 7 Bravo. That was the name of our designator. And boy, it was 3 initial attack fires a day, and then 1,800 hours, or if we were on a fire, it was knockoff. But our job was done. We stop them, you mop them. And it made for pretty interesting competition with other firefighters, but our logo was the number 7 with a lightning bolt and a B, 7 Bravo. So it was really cool. I worked for a really good guy, Louis Yazzie, and ex-Marine Corps, but he was like a legend in firefighting, and he was a really good friend, current mentor, coach for me now. But that crew was always in demand, and we traveled up and down the West Coast and also up north to Oregon, Idaho, Nevada, all the West Coast, but they utilized it mainly in the Angeles, San Bernardino, Los Padres, all the way up to this forest on the Sierra, Sequoia. It was action galore. And 3 days of the week I was a Helishot, 2 days I was a heliTAC. My brother Shelby joined me the next year in 1980. He got out of the Marine Corps, and him and I were on the same crew, but brothers couldn't fly in the same ship. So he him heliTAC and myself as a Helishot. But myself, I really enjoyed the line construction part of it. We were like commandos, and it was really cool. But night flying air attack was thrilling. I was park contender, I was mix master, takeoff and landing director, and to me that was pretty cool as a GS2. Not bad, to have that type of responsibility, but I really enjoyed that. And we worked together as a team. We trained all the time, and it didn't matter. I think ability and attitude and commitment mattered a lot. That's why I got those opportunities, and I'm proud of it. That carried over from 79, 80, work on the Angeles. I went to work here on the Sequoia National Forest as an engine crew person. And working on the engine crew was fun. I always wanted to drive. I was just waiting for an opportunity to get in the seat, they call it. But those two experiences, those 2 years on the Hume Lake Ranger District were fun. I worked for really good leaders. I was stationed at a Pinehurst Work Center where the Horseshoe Meadow Hotshots were. So my dad was there. And all the Indian employees, he had a lot of Native American crew members on the crew. And so it was cool to be able to work with them, but also sports, volleyball, basketball. And then Arrowhead Hotshots would come and play against us, or we'd play against Miramani and May crew. It was, I was always teamwork stressed. And assignments that I had with the Horseshoe Meadow Hotshot crew was when they were down a couple of crew members. So I got to fill in. I would work for the foreman, and Bob Bennett was a good leader and took care of us, and I worked under him. But just to be there with Horseshoe, that was cool. After my 2 years working with the Pinehurst engine crew, I went to work with the Arrowhead Hotshots under Jim Cook. So again, working with my brother Shelby, we were teamed up again. We were the Dunlap boys, and reported to Swale Work Center up in the park and worked for Arrowhead Hotshots. I worked with that crew for a full pay period. We went on 3 action-packed fires, and that was on the Angeles, San Bernardino, and it was while we were on the Cleveland that I got an offer for a 1313 position with the Sierra National Forest. It was a hard choice, hard decision, but I had to ask the question that many of us had at that time was, hey, does this have health benefits? And when they said it did, I said, I'll take the job. So I left the Park Service to go work for the Sierra National Forest. And I got stationed in Westfall Ranger Station, which is the Bass Lake Ranger District, on a Model 51 where I got more time as an assistant tank truck operator. That was the position description at that time, as a GS4. And I got called upon to work with the crew, respond to initial attack through the fires in and around on the Sierra, out of region assignments. But the more and more leadership I got, the better and better I got at the job. And being the acting captain, and the following year I was a detailed fire engine operator. That was fun. But anytime they needed somebody to fill in for the Sierra Hotshots, I always volunteered because I knew that's where the action was. And it cut me, I believed Sierra blue. And I always imagined myself and hoped that I might get a chance. In '86, I got a transfer, hardship transfer to trimmer engine. That was a Model 60 engine 4.1, and that was a great experience. That's where I drove a lot, and I really enjoyed being the assistant fire engine operator out of trimmer. It was an easier commute for me to be with my family. My daughter had medical, but again, working for the Forest Service, they were very family friendly, and they still are. And but getting that experience was great because we got to work with the trimmer Helishot crew, and over there we had a lot more kind of activities within the district. Each district was very unique. I really liked it, but it seems like we had more cohesion on the district, with other employees, sporting events, picnics, activities, volleyball games. It was cool. But working on that particular unit, again, I had volunteered to fill in on the hotshot crews if they needed a guy, and I'd get frequent calls, and I got to go with them. We went to Montana, went to Idaho, went up to various fires up on the Trinity Alps and everything, and being with the Sierra Hotshots, they always gave me an opportunity. They gave me the radio, they designated me as a squad boss or as a driver, and I felt conscientious about that, in that I'm not really, part of the crew. Shouldn't somebody else get an opportunity? But no, we want you as a squad boss. And I remember talking to the management of that crew. It was like, we see something in you. I thought, that was cool. That's what they told me at Tadbark on the Helishots. They see something in me. And that changed my attitude, and then made me want to perform even better, especially in leadership roles. The Sierra Hotshots, though, eventually became my unit in '87 when their assistant foreman left to take a job as one of the fire engine operators on the Big Creek engine. Steve Parr left. So when Steve left, I was like, I had heard that he left, and I was going to call the Sierra Hotshots, but instead they called the engine crew and said, "Hey, Dirk, we have a spot for you. You want it?" Absolutely. And I got one of my career goals, and I became a Sierra Hotshot. And at that time, I became also the detailed foreman for the crew. So that was good. That detail, and it kicked off the '87 season in a really good way. We had a really good crew. We didn't have crew persons. We didn't have crewmen. We had assistant squad boss trainees. That is the way we treated each other. And we had high esprit de corps. We were a great team. Very smart people. We looked at some of the fire training, the basic stuff that we had to go through, but for us, we kind of modified it, map and compass training right away. Let's teach them things that squad bosses need to know. I mean, they're already got the basics. Let's take it up a level. And Mike Freed was the detail superintendent at that time, and he did a great job leading us. And all of us felt very tight. We were a good team. And we got quite a few fires in '87. And ranging from just the initial attack, which we got a lot of those, but the campaign fires out of region, that was an excellent experience.